What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lasting Thoughts Podcast. I am your host, Digital Relaxation. We are back again for another episode. And as always, if you guys enjoy what you hear, what you're going to hear, please be sure to share this podcast, rate it, all that good stuff. And let's get right into it. As always, the what I've been up to section of my life. The usual. A lot, but not a lot. Not a lot, but sometimes a lot. So let's go into some of the media and entertainment that I've been diving into lately. Going into my gaming, of course. My stream life that I'm doing. Still doing that. Having a little downtime right now, even though I shouldn't, because I have no time to complete the other games. By the time Shadow's released, but it's whatever. It's whatever. But aside from that, I've been actually rebooting my PS Vita. PS Vita. I just want to talk about that real quick. I got the PS Vita. I don't know when the PS Vita was released in 2011. If I want to say when I got mine, probably no later than 2013, but maybe 2000. Yeah, probably. I don't think I was in high school when I had the Vita. I don't think I was. I could have been. If anything, that would have been 2012, going into 2013. I had originally gotten the white one that comes bundled with the Assassin's Creed Liberation game. I like that. Let me see. Yeah, I gotten that. Came with Assassin's Creed Liberation, which is a good game for handheld and for what it is. I would say it's a great game. Not even just good. I'm not going to downplay it. It functions for the most part as a full-fledged Assassin's Creed game, and what you call it? My phone. Of course, my phone. It functions as a full-fledged Assassin's Creed game. Of course, you're using some, PS Vita exclusive things like with the touchscreen or whatnot. And then, of course, they eventually re-released the HD version, as they like to call it, for the main consoles. It also works off pretty much the Assassin's Creed 3 engine, because it's Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, so it's under the Assassin's Creed 3 umbrella, which wasn't, in terms of game mechanics, wasn't bad. Just the assassin we got on Assassin's Creed 3 was, either you like him or you don't. It's not much in between. But the assassin we got in Liberations was good, because I believe she was our first lead female assassin, if I'm not mistaken. I know we also got the one from Assassin's Creed, I think China. Let me see. See if I could do some math now. Let me see. So that helps even better. Liberation, the game came out 2012, so most definitely I got the Vita by 2012. I think it was China. Yeah, China Chronicles. It was released in 2015. So yeah, she would mark as the first lead female assassin that we got to play with. And then eventually we got Syndicate, which released in 2015 as well, which even though it switched between the brother and the sister, we did get a female assassin in that game, and then we got the Chronicles China, and now, well, not counting the, counting but not counting the now modern era of Assassin's Creed games where you get to choose your gender, but of course there's a canon option. Of course, I believe in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I believe the female assassin was the canon option, and Valhalla, I believe the male was the canon option. But seeing that you get to play how you want to play it, that don't matter then. But now that we get in Shadows, we getting another female lead-ish assassin with Yasuke as well. So yeah, but the Vita was a great handheld. It's just Sony just don't know how to support their damn products. And the problem with and I hate seeing these little pictures or memes or whatever, like the PSP was ahead of its time and whatnot. And I don't think it was. The PSP was perfect. It was a product of its time, and it was perfect for the time. Like, to be able to pretty much play PlayStation 2 games on the go and on your hand was amazing. If it was ahead of its time, then it would be able to be strong to play PS3 games, but that definitely wasn't happening. But then you got the Vita, which is strong enough to play pretty much PS3 games. In some cases, yeah, PS3 games for the most part. And damn near almost 1-to-1. There's some games that like 1-to-1, like Mortal Kombat 9 is pretty much a 1-to-1 gameplay. Of course, it's not gonna look exactly perfectly, but it's the same as that game. Like the PSP, sometimes some games we got some stuff cut out of it or changed so it can be able to run on the PSP. But for the Vita, like, some games are damn near 1-to-1 from the console port. So yeah, that was great. But again, Sony just be like, yeah, we don't know what to do with it. And then, you know, of course, they dropped the VR stuff. They're like, yeah, that's cool. Well, they dropped the motion control because, you know, they were trying to compete with the Wii. I don't even know people even remember when they did the motion controls by itself. And then they're like, yeah, we don't know what to do with it. So they just forced it and said, oh, we're just going to bundle it with the VR. So now that you have the VR, you can also use the motion controls as the controls. So that was the only way to keep it alive. And then now we got the VR2, which I'm sure I haven't seen nobody talked about the VR2 since it's released. So they don't know what the hell to do. They just need to stick to just making their consoles. But yeah, so I just been playing my Vita. And this one thing I hate. I'm glad now that two things. One, I'm old enough and in a position in my life to do these things, but I hate that I was young and dumb to even put myself in these positions to begin with. I sold or traded in my Vita a long time ago because, again, Sony wasn't really supporting it, and there wasn't much games that, you know, I wasn't diving into the PS Vita bag that much. It wasn't much games I was really like out there getting. And of course, the next console generation was happening, so I was focusing on that as well. And yeah, so I traded it in like a dummy. And I would say like a couple years ago. I don't know how long since I got this Vita. I don't know. I just started missing my Vita because I was like, damn, like the Vita was good. And then I know me, I watch videos. If I watch videos on tech stuff or whatever, I get real obsessed with what it is I'm watching, and like to the point where it's like for certain things, like if I'm gonna buy like a new tech, like I will sit there and watch like 50 like unboxing videos and everything, because I want to be like so prepared for what it is and what the product can do before I get it, so I won't be all surprised about it. Like I want to be able to basically blindfold myself unboxing this because I've seen so much of it. So I was just watching a bunch of Vita stuff and seeing like, oh, like the modern community and all of that stuff going on for it. And I was like, yeah, I need a Vita. So I imported this Vita that I got now from Japan. Sadly, I couldn't get the white one back. It's a black one, but this is also a 3G model. So people don't know, when the Vita first dropped, they dropped the original one, which was all black, and then they dropped, well, you call it the Wi-Fi version, and then they dropped the 3G model, which you can actually put a Sims card inside the Vita, and I think it low-key like works as a phone in some sort. I'm not 100% sure about it, and seeing that 3G ain't really a thing now, there's no point in testing it out now. But yeah, so and then they eventually came out with the 2000 version, or the slim version, which it has ups and downs. When I watch videos on that one, it's a lot of customized. I think it seems more customizable in terms of like if you want to like replace like the screen and all of that. It's more customizable compared to the 1000. I don't see a lot of 1000 videos of people customizing that one. But I won't even say the issue, but if you like a real graphic, I don't even know if I want to consider graphic, but like a graphic person, the original 1000 version of the Vita had a OLED screen, and the slim version had an LCD screen, which OLED displays a lot of images a lot sharper and more clearer and use better coloring, so like it'll make the games look a lot better compared to an LCD screen. The only downside about OLED apparently is like you could get some ghosting, so meaning like you can be playing a game and you have an image on the game, and then like there'll be a moment like if it transitions to another scene, you'll still see a ghost image of that previous scene. I have not run across that issues between both my Vitas, so I don't know. I prefer the OLED version myself, so I'll deal with that situation when it comes, if it comes. But yeah, so I've just been playing my Vita. I got a bunch of games on there, and yeah, just healing my inner child, I guess. Get the things that you had as a kid that either you probably lost, broke, or foolish enough like me to sell it off. But no, now that you have adult money and whatever, like get the things that you always wanted as a kid, even the things that you couldn't get as a kid that you always wanted, but your parents couldn't afford it or whatever, or always want to like pick one or the other. Like the PSP came out, but the DS came out as well, so it's like, oh, I want this, but you only could get one. So like just because it's technically old now and whatever the case may be, don't mean you can't still just get these things and enjoy it and indulge in a childhood you had, or a childhood opportunity you missed out on, and see the things that you missed out on. So that's where I'm at with that. Music, real quick. I did not listen to the. I know I mentioned the Drake album once. I didn't listen to it. I haven't really listened to anything quote unquote new. I don't even know if anything new came out. I'm not gonna search, but I don't know. I mean, last year music wise was great. Aside from the beef alone, like there was a few. There's plenty of albums that came out. Samurai came out, Blue album came out, Kendrick album came out, Tyler album came out, Megan dropped 2 albums. Jesus, Absol dropped an album. I don't know if I said his name twice. It was a lot, and that's just hip hop. Fonte dropped his little EP. I don't know his name. Did Tyrese drop? I know Tyrese just dropped an album, but I don't know if that was last year or this year. The Beautiful Pain. That was last year. Tyrese. So for the R&B people, Tyrese dropped last year. There's another guy. I don't want to butcher his name. But he dropped. He's an R&B artist too. So there was a lot for genres. I mean, if you're a Beyonce fan, she dropped the country on with the album. So I mean, there was a lot last year. So I don't know what's happening this year in terms of music release or who we looking forward to. Usually like it just hits you or like you can expect it, but all the heavy hitters who normally drop albums, but they usually disappear for like a few years after they drop albums already. They dropped last year, so now we know for a fact they're not gonna be dropping this year. So it's like, yeah, I don't know what we expected this year, but that's the situation. So I haven't really been listening to anything new. Just listening to my old stuff, just diving into different stuff that different artists. There is a Japanese band that I listened to. Well, I just gave a chance on listening to, and that's Haku. They categorize as J-pop. It's an all-girl band. Like they do like their own, like a legit instrument. Like they play guitar, bass, all of that good stuff. So it's not just like they just manufacturing songs. So it's a legit, like, it feels authentic. The music, the sound, the vibes. So if you're into that, I enjoy my J-pop sometimes, just my J-hop, all of that good stuff. I'm not a fan of K-pop because K-pop just feels like I don't know. I don't want to say anything without it sounding bad, but it just sounds like it doesn't feel authentic. Like I said, well, like with this group, it feels authentic. They feel like it's their own sound. K-pop feels like they're taking other sounds and it's just they're getting away with it just because people who have their little admiration for the Korean culture or how Korean people look and whatnot. So it's like they get away with it, but nothing. I don't know. I don't see the appeal of it. It's like if you want to hear it, go hear the original thing type situation. So yeah. That's it. Stuff I've been watching, as you already know, still watching my Hell's Kitchen. I'm almost done with the season that I'm on now. I think I'm still on season 7. I think the last time I told you I didn't even start it yet. I'm not sure. I'm almost done with it. We're down to like the last 4 chefs. So yeah. But also some wrestling. Let's get into a wrestling. I'm about to become a wrestling podcast now. Wrestling. The Elimination Chamber just happened, and before I get into the biggest reveal, overall show decent. Decent. If you for the pure wrestling and action of wrestling, it was great. I'll say it's great. But for story wise and story building and storytelling and the people who were in matches, some matches didn't need to happen, and some matches were forgettable. So first match was the women's Elimination Chamber. Great match, great opening with Jade Cargill returning and attacking who we believe is the one who attacked her and left her injured, which was a person she was teaming up with, Naomi. So it's kind of a plot twist right here on what's going on. Bianca Belair, of course, won because she is the EST. Duh. She won, so she's going on to WrestleMania. And as of this recording, Io Sky actually just beat Rhea Ripley last night to become the new heavyweight champion. So it's gonna be, as of right now, Bianca Belair versus Io Sky at WrestleMania. I'm excited about that. I wanted Io to win. I thought she was gonna lose for the sake of the cliche WrestleMania match they wanted to give us. Let the two strong girls fight each other. That's whack. And nothing against Rhea. It's just like I don't want to see that. But unfortunately, what I think might happen might be a triple threat match. So that might happen. But as of this moment of recording, and when this release, it's a one-on-one match. But we still got time until WrestleMania happens. Pretty much a month. So it could lead into a triple threat match. The next match after that, I think, was the match that I keep forgetting about, which was a tag team match. I don't even want to really talk about it. Again, it's a match that really technically shouldn't have happened. It did nothing for nobody except for Trish Stratus return to the ring, and being that the show took place in Toronto, that's her hometown. So it was like, hey, let's let our hometown legend just fight. But it did nothing for nobody in the grand scheme of wrestling. Next match, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. So like I said, when it comes to for pure wrestling and pure action, this match was phenomenal because they did everything. It was a no holds bar, everything, no rules, everything goes. They was fighting everywhere. They fighting in the crowd, fighting outside, fighting everywhere. It was a great match. My issue is I'm tired of these two fighting. They've been on an on and off beef since I forgot 2013 or something like that. Every time, I feel like every time they don't know what to do with them, they just force them into a feud. Literally, a few months ago they were just best friends, and now some reason they in the feud that's so bad that this man's trying to end his career. How did it get that bad? So I hate, for the grand scheme of storytelling, it was a stupid match. We didn't need it, but we got Randy Orton returning at the end of the match. That's great, but as a match, just turn your mind off and just watch them fight. Great match. Storytelling and the point of the match, it was pointless. That's just me. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else happened after that. I think the male Elimination Chamber was right after that, which we got John Cena taking the victory and claiming his WrestleMania ticket. He's gonna be facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, not before turning heel for the first time since early 2003. That was the last time John Cena was a legit heel. Early 2003. He been a face and the face all these years. So we always wanted him to go heel, of course, because obviously, it's the PG era. We're like, no, we don't want to see all this kiddie stuff, man. Go be evil again. But PG era, we gotta sell merchandise, we gotta give the kids hope, and of course John Cena broke the record, or holds the record as being the most Make-A-Wish person. When kids do the Make-A-Wish Foundation, John Cena is the most requested celebrity. So he's the man of the kids and whatnot, which makes this heel turn so much sweeter, because it's all the kids that looked up to him and all of that. And this is his retirement tour. So by the end of this year, John Cena is done wrestling. He's done, and that's how he wants to go out. It's crazy. It's crazy. So we're gonna see how this story unfold. It's interesting. So that's a little wrestling recap. Manga, last thing. Even though I have an anime based podcast that we're still doing stuff. I am currently rereading a manga that I enjoy a lot. And it's adult theme, but we adults here, so we can talk about it. I mean, I'm not gonna go in detail about it, but I'm gonna talk about it. The manga is called Nozoki Anna, and I think the English title is just called Peephole. So let me see. Yeah, it's, a peephole, I guess. But yeah, Nozoki Anna, solid manga. I enjoy it a lot. Cause I enjoy, cause as I get older, and the anime that the anime I enjoyed, I still enjoyed, but I can't keep myself stuck in trying to enjoy the same anime genre, like high school theme animes or whatnot. It's kind of a turn off for me now, because I don't want to see that now. Like at my growing age, I don't want to see high school romance. Like, show me some adult stuff. So this manga starts off with our main protagonist. He moved into the city. He's living that city life now. He's starting college. He's an art student, so he's going into a art school. And while he was moving in, he noticed a little hole, but it's like so small for some people, like they can't even see it. But like, the way it's drawn in the manga, like we can clearly see it as the readers. But I guess in our case, it's supposed to be so small that like, from the naked eye, like you really gotta like be up in there to see it. But he noticed it, and he like, I guess whatever. But I think one night, I guess he was sleeping or whatever, and he woke up and sleep, and he noticed a little light from the hole. So like, oh, it might be the neighbor or whatever. Then you're like, no, he glanced in, but I guess by accident or by chance, he just glanced in, and he saw his neighbor, which is a young girl. Well, not say young girl, but I'm not gonna say it was some old woman over there. It's a woman who, about his age. They go to the same school together, but he didn't know that at the time. And she was doing stuff to herself, and she basically noticed him watching her, and he went over to her place to like clear that up. He like, no, I wasn't really trying to look at you. I didn't know what's going on. But whatever. And then like the typical anime cliche, like, oh, I tripped over and I landed on top of you and we're in a weird position. That happened, but she was like prepared for it for some reason, and she took a picture of them in an angle where it make it seem like he's kind of forcing himself on her. So she basically used that to blackmail him and trap him into the situation of, don't cover that hole, because she enjoys peeping at people. So they have a rule where they go each other day, they'll take turns swapping. So like Monday she will watch, and Tuesday he'll watch, and swap back and forth. Sunday is their off day. So that's the situation. And then he starts getting into relationships with other girls he start dating this girl, and it's like he's trying to like prevent bringing them to the room when they want to come over, and like, how about we go to a hotel instead? And due to the rules, is like you can't basically, the rule is like you can't acknowledge that the hole is there when you don't anything, like if you with somebody. So you can't like, oh, let's move over here away from the hole. It's like, nah. Like, you're not supposed to like make yourself conscious that the hole is there. So it's one of those situations, and it just leads into a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And then there's situations where it's like he's going through crazy things in life, but being that she always watches him, she knows like his weakness, she knows how he is, so she knows how to comfort him as well when he goes through some things. And she doesn't take kindly to people who trying to like hurt him. So she be watching out for him, literally, but watching out for him in like a good manner. But she won't allow like him to get any more closer than that. because she just rather just watch. But it's weird. It's a good read though. I enjoy reading it. So I'm just rereading it now because I don't know why. Because I have a lot of manga on my backlog and stuff that I'm currently reading. I just felt like going back and reading that. And yeah. But that's what I've been. Oh, the life section. Forgot about that. I mean, the life section can go into the topic. So the topic of this episode is basically the elevator of life. When things going up, things going down, the usual crap. So going into the life section of this, adulting is being stupid as usual. So I talked about the situation, I think my last podcast, probably 2 podcasts ago, about my new heating unit situation and all the stuff that went on with that, and where we are with that. So everything is fine. That's did everything's installed, got the payment, how I'm gonna pay for it, how much it costs, all of that sorted and settled. And then a few weeks later, they something's wrong and blah blah blah. And now I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but I'm not getting a clear answer on what's going on. And it's stuff like that just frustrates me. Like, why can't things just be a simple black and white answer? Like, why we gotta go into the gray line? So it's annoying. I'm trying to figure this thing out, because this can impact me big. So that's that. So going into that, I mean, just talking about it in a general aspect, I'm sure people might probably have this experience, not that experience, but the experience of because I felt it coming. There's one of those cases when life is just too chill for you. I'm just chilling. I know I work, do what I gotta do, but once I'm home, I hang out. I do what I do. I do my little stream. I play my games. I watch my shows. The casual life, the real casual life. Nothing ain't bothering me. Excuse me. It was my observation of figuring out the situation with my heating unit that led to this whole situation. If I would have ignored it, maybe this would never happen. But the situation, it would be down the long run of if I'm ever in a situation in my life of moving, that could be used against me, as in I'm trying to sell them a faulty heating system in their house. So that could be used against me in terms of trying to sell it. So trying to nip that in the butt and do the responsible, logical thing that benefits not only me, but the potential possibility of someone who comes after me, turn into a situation of confusion. So yeah, the situation when life is just being too calm, and it's let me throw some chaos into your life and just see what happens. It's one of those situations. Trying my best to not be overwhelmed by it. Me immediately went to my friend about the situation, because I try not to keep things in my head for too long, and she's the only person I like talking to about these things. The only issue obviously is our the time difference, but I figured the time that I text her, she should be waking up or whatever soon. So maybe let me just get your opinion. So she it sounded like a lot, so she couldn't text me. So let's just get on a call and see if I can understand the situation. So yeah, so she giving me her advice about you should get that sorted, and I'm yeah, I mean, I can't do nothing right now because it's late at night. I should be asleep, but I'm stressing. But so figured out that I'll handle it once I wake up. But Yeah, just you can't, can't get overwhelmed. So that's why it's great to have things or people in your life to help clear your head, clear um yourself from the stress and frustration that's in your mind, and calm you down. So that's life, ups and downs of life. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. Just you know can't let it tear you apart. It's all right to be concerned, it's all right to be empathetic for other people in other situations, but at the end of the day, as always, like, no, it's just you know when it's time for bed, you gotta lay down and it's just you by your bed, especially for people who live alone, and it's just you in that bed. Ain't nobody worrying about my situation, ain't nobody worrying about me and how I'm feeling. So unless I'm not making it known, I gotta suffer in silence. And I've done enough of that in my younger years, suffering in silence. So I'm trying not to let that happen anymore, or not even happen to the extent of that magnitude from previously. So that's mostly the situation. Just let things run its course. I'm not saying it's meant to be, but it's just the way things in life happens. It's the it's the coding of the matrix, as you will. Speaking in terms of the matrix, of like how the machines created the first matrix to basically be a paradise. There was nothing wrong with it, everything was perfect, but humanity realized, like, it being too perfect, something was wrong, so they rejected it. And started to wake up from the matrix. So by the time they got to the one that we seen in the movie, it was like, it's gonna be ups and downs, things happen in life, and whatever. And then you got the matrix that's in the last movie that came out, where they realize the matrix, they basically powering the matrix off of Neo's energy. And they realize, like, the more that they just keep making him frustrated and stressful in life, more energy he gets. So they like purposely be putting him in like very stressful situations in his life, just so they can feed off his energy. So if you want to look at it that way, of like, the universe is just purposefully just trying to mess with you. You just can't let it get you down. Can't let it stop you. Can't let it slow you down. You're gonna get through this. We all gonna get through hard times. Just stay focused. Keep your head up always. Stay on your grind. And that's mostly it. That's mostly it. I don't want to force myself talking about anything else. But that's life. Ups and downs, things happen. You question it, see if you can get an answer from it. You move forward from it, and await the next time you are challenged again. That's how I look at it. Like, this is just challenges in life to build you up to be better. You wait for the next challenge after you complete this one. So that's mostly it. So yeah, but as always, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a short one, but it is what it is. Trying to keep up with the schedule. We almost there. We almost at the end. But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, as always, be sure to share it, rate it, all of that good stuff. I didn't even talk about talk about another life moment. I did hang out with, I went to go hang out with the Splits and Sake, my other co-hosts of the Splits and Sake podcast. We hung out. That was mostly it. I mean, we haven't really hanged out since we what was that, December? So it was just a quick, yo, we haven't seen each other in some time. Let's get together and just get something to eat situation. Being that, well, mostly I live far from all of them. So it's like, hey, let's just all get together thing. I'm like, yeah, sure. All right. No. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this episode. All that good stuff. Hope you have a great day, a great week. And until next episode, peace.